If you've been in a car accident in Georgia, I can almost guarantee that within the next 24 to 48 hours, you're going to get a phone call from an insurance adjuster. And what you say in that call could be the difference between getting fair compensation for your injuries and walking away with nothing. I'm Patrick Jarrett, a personal injury attorney here in Georgia. And over the years, I've seen countless good people lose thousands of dollars because they didn't know how to handle that first conversation with an insurance adjuster. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what insurance adjusters are trained to do, the mistakes you need to avoid, and what you should actually say to protect your claim. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know more than most people learn after it's already too late. Here's the first thing you need to understand. That friendly voice on the phone doesn't work for you. They work for the insurance company, and the insurance company is a for-profit business. Now, I'm not saying insurance adjusters are bad people, but I am saying their job performance is literally measured by how much money they save their company. Every dollar that they don't pay you is a dollar that goes to their employer's bottom line. They're trained professionals who do this every single day. They know exactly what questions to ask, how to phrase them, and what to listen for in your answers. You're stressed, you're in pain, you might be on medication, and you're dealing with something you've probably never dealt with before. That is not a fair fight. The adjuster will sound sympathetic. They'll say things like, "We just want to help you," or "We're trying to get this resolved quickly for you." But remember, their goal is to close your claim for as little money as possible, as quickly as possible. Let me walk you through the 5 most common mistakes I see people make when they talk to insurance adjusters. Mistakes that end up costing them thousands of dollars. Mistake 1, saying, "I'm fine." This is huge. The adjuster calls and says, "Hey, how are you doing today?" It's human nature to respond, "I'm fine," or "I'm okay." But guess what? That statement just went into your claim file. Even if you're in pain, even if you went to the emergency room the night before, if you said, "I'm fine," on that recorded call, the insurance company will use it against you. They'll argue, "Well, you said you were fine, so clearly your injuries aren't that serious." Here's what you should say instead. "I'm still being evaluated by my doctors, and I'd prefer not to discuss my medical condition right now." Mistake number 2, giving a recorded statement. The adjuster will ask if they can record your statement. They'll make it sound routine. "We just need to get your version of events for our files." Here's the truth. You are not required to give a recorded statement, especially to the other driver's insurance company. In Georgia, you have the right to politely decline. Why does this matter? Because once you give that recorded statement, it's locked in. If you misremember a detail, if you don't mention an injury that develops later, if you contradict yourself in any small way, they will use that recording to attack your credibility. I've seen recorded statements destroy cases. People say things like, "I'm not sure what happened," or "Maybe I didn't see them in time," and suddenly they've just admitted fault. Mistake number 3, admitting fault or apologizing. This one is critical in Georgia because we follow what's called modified comparative negligence. If you're found to be 50% or more at fault for the accident, you get nothing, 0. So even saying "I'm sorry" at the scene or "I wish I'd reacted sooner" on a phone call can be twisted into an admission of fault. The adjuster doesn't need you to say "It was my fault" outright. Any apologetic language will do. Mistake number 4, speculating or guessing. The adjuster will ask you questions you might not know the answer to. How fast were you going? What lane were you in? Where were you looking? If you don't remember exactly, don't guess. The adjuster is hoping you'll speculate. Just say, "I don't recall the exact details." The police report should have that information. Mistake number 5, accepting the first settlement offer. This happens all the time. A few days after your accident, the insurance company makes an offer, maybe $2,500, maybe even $5,000. They tell you it's the final offer and you need to decide quickly. Here's what they're not telling you. You might still be developing injuries. That neck pain that seems minor now could turn into months of physical therapy. That headache could be a concussion with long-term effects. Once you accept a settlement and sign that release, you're done. You can't reopen the claim, even if you need surgery 6 months later. Okay, so you know what not to do. Now let's talk about what you should actually do when the insurance company calls. Get their information. Be polite and professional. Get the adjuster's full name, their company, their direct phone number, and most importantly, get your claim number. Write all of this down. Provide only basic facts. You can provide your name, address, phone number. the date, the time, and location of the accident. That's it. You're being cooperative, but you're not giving away your case. Don't discuss your injuries. If they ask about your injuries, here's what you say. I'm still being evaluated by medical professionals, and I'll provide medical documentation as it becomes available. You don't know the extent of your injuries. When the insurance company calls days after the accident or even weeks after the accident, they're taking advantage of you. They are trying to get you to say things you don't know the answer to so that they don't have to pay you for the damages that their insured caused. Don't downplay your injuries, but don't exaggerate them either. Just defer the conversation until you have the complete information. Don't discuss fault. Stick to the facts about what happened. If the light was green, tell them I proceeded through the intersection and the other car struck my car. Period. Don't add opinions. Don't speculate about what the other driver was thinking. Don't fill in the gaps. If you don't know the answer about what happened because all of a sudden you were just in a daze because you just got in a wreck, tell them that. The thing is liability in most of these cases is clear. The best thing you can do is have a dash cam. That will tell the story. If you don't have a dash cam, don't make things up. It's not going to help you. Tell them you'll be in touch. You can end the call by saying, I appreciate you reaching out. I'll need some time to gather all of the information about my accident and injuries. I'll be in touch when I have everything together, or my attorney will contact you. That last part is important because it signals that you might be getting legal representation, which often makes insurance companies take your claim much more seriously. Since you're in Georgia, there are a few specific things you need to know. First, under Georgia law, if you're in an accident that results in an injury or property damage over $500, you must report it to the police. Make sure that the police report is filed because it's going to be a crucial piece of evidence. Second, Georgia has a 2-year statute of limitations for personal injury cases. That means you have 2 years from the date of the accident to file the lawsuit if necessary. But don't wait. Evidence disappears, witnesses forget the details, and insurance companies use delays against you. Third, remember that modified comparative negligence rule I mentioned? In Georgia, if you're found to be 50% or more at fault, you recover nothing. If you're found to be 30% at fault, your recovery is reduced by 30%. This is why protecting yourself from any statements that could be construed as admitting fault is so critical. A lot of people ask me, when should I call a personal injury lawyer? Here's my honest answer. Call a lawyer before you talk to the insurance adjuster, if possible. Most personal injury attorneys offer free consultations. There's no obligation. We can tell you whether you have a case worth pursuing and what to say or not to say to the insurance company. You definitely need an attorney if you've been seriously injured, you missed work or will miss work, the insurance company is denying your claim or offering a lowball settlement, there's any dispute about who was at fault, you're getting calls from multiple insurance companies. You don't feel comfortable negotiating on your own. Here's the reality. Insurance companies have teams of lawyers and adjusters working to minimize what they pay you. You should have someone on your side too. Most personal injury attorneys work on what's called a contingency fee, which means we don't get paid unless you get paid. We take a percentage of your recovery, so there's no upfront cost to you. Look, I know this can feel overwhelming. You've just been in an accident. You're dealing with injuries. Maybe your car is totaled. You're missing work. And now you have to navigate insurance companies trying to minimize your claim. But knowledge is power. Just by watching this video, you now know more than 95% of people who get that first call from an insurance adjuster. You know the traps to avoid, you know what to say, and most importantly, you know you have rights. Remember these 3 things. You don't have to give a recorded statement. You don't have to accept the insurance company's first offer. And you don't have to do this alone. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be posting more videos about personal injury, your rights under Georgia law, and how to protect yourself after an accident. And if you or someone you know has been injured in an accident here in Georgia, give us a call. The consultation is free, and we'd be honored to help. Again, I'm Patrick Jarrett, and I'll see you in the next video.